My name is Baha Gabriel. I'm from again. My name is Baha Gabriel. I'm from Egypt. I am a graduate student at the. Uh, my name is Baha Gabriel. I am from Egypt. I am a graduate student at the University of Texas in Austin. My project was about the digital divide, and it's called it is called Bridging the Digital Divide. And I applied for the competition in 2012.
So, why did you end up applying? How did you come to that decision?
You said why I applied?
Yeah.
Well, I was in Egypt during the Egyptian Revolution in Jan 25th, and I participated in the revolution and the demonstrations that took place during that time. And I observed that there is a gap between people who have internet access and don't have. So we were able to utilize social networking sites as one of the demonstrators in protesting and in mobilizing people to come and participate in these demonstrations, and also to get the news via online sources, which was not a possible option for people who didn't have access. So I felt that there is a great need for people to have internet access more than before. And when I moved here to continue with my graduate studies, I also find out like around 20 to 22% of the whole population don't have internet access, and therefore they cannot benefit from so many online offers, and they cannot pay their bills online, and so many other things like e-government services and so on. So that's why I thought of, sorry.
And why do you feel it's so important that they're able to do that?
Why I felt it's so important. I mean, like for in Egypt during the revolution, having internet access was very important because we were able to mobilize and to know and share information and share different thoughts about ideas, or why we are protesting and what are the and why we are protesting. So this was very important. And whenever like we get different information or kind of misleading news from one of the channels, we were able to go online and check whether these news are credible or not, are true or not. So this was very important for us. When I came here, I found out like I can save a lot of money and efforts and time by doing so many things online, and I can find great offers that would help me a lot. So I didn't have to go to so many places to pay my bills. I just can go online and do all of that. So I felt like that's a privilege like everybody should have here, which is like 22% from the whole population they don't have.
And what did it feel like? You applied, and did you think you had a chance of winning? Was it like you were like, I'm totally winning? Like, what were you thinking as you were applying?
Well, I was hoping to win to start with, but also it's like more than winning. When I start to get engaged with the process, I start to get feedback in different stages, and this really helped me to shape and reshape the idea that I have and I'm describing the project. Also, it showed me like what are the missing parts that I need to work on. So it's not matter of winning or not winning. It's more than this. It's like what you would need to finish like your first phase and then go to the second phase, and how you should divide your idea or project to phases and or different milestones and try to achieve one after another.
And why was it so important to you to begin to understand that, or the approach of milestone? Why was that so important?
Because like the idea the idea I have, it's not like just an idea for one time or one small thing. It's like ongoing process, and will need modifications all the time and enhancement and cooperating with the new technology. So in order to have a sustainable project, and in order to have um, a valid one and strong one that can continue for years, you will need to make sure that all the basics and requirements are. I would need to know that I fulfilled all the basic requirements.
And when you think about the Dell Social Innovation Challenge overall, um, you know, what is it? What comes to mind? What does it feel like to you? Like, what words come into your mind when you think about the Dell Social Innovation Challenge?
Well, first of all, I want to say like how the innovation competition helped me. So the thing, because it is divided to small milestones, it helped me to keep working on the idea or the project I have. As a graduate student, it's very hard for me to do on-site projects. Uh, uh, and as a graduate student, it's very hard to me. As a graduate student, it's very hard for me to do something aside from my studies. But because the Dell Innovation competition was divided to small milestones, like every time they said, okay, you don't have to do everything right now, just submit your name and project idea, and we have giveaways. And then later on, okay, just submit like the one paragraph about your idea. So because it was divided to several deadlines, and every deadline is not requiring you to do everything, just like small milestone. So within few months, I found out like I achieved so many things regarding my project in terms of writing and ideas without exerting a lot of effort in 1 week or 1 day. So that's something great happened to me. When I think of the competition, it's like I feel it's a chance, a challenge, um, uh, great way of get a great way of getting feedback from different people. So the judges and mentors who are involved, they give you different feedback based on their different backgrounds, which is good. Um, uh, when I think of it, like it's a teamwork. Um, uh, it's I feel like also people are passionate about your idea. Encouragement, I get a lot of encouragement. Um, Channel to connect, channel to network. Um, Also, like they told us, like the page we created for our idea is going to be available, so I can share it with others all the time. It's not like for 1 year or for a few months only. So I feel like that's a great way of having my own website without investing in creating a website. They helped me with the whole infrastructure, and all what I had to do is just uploading my video and ideas and make them available for everyone.
That's great. That's great. What was it like being there for the awards week?
For the what?
What was it like being in Austin for the like the finals week when everyone came together? What was that like?
Um, I only went to the events, but I didn't go to the winning um, um, party. I don't,
Okay.
is it what you talk about?
Just, what was it like? I mean, you were there for the awards event, right?
No, I didn't go to this gathering.
Okay.
I only went to the ones where they were calling for like come to hear more about the idea and the competition and the requirements.
Okay. So let me ask. So with Egypt, what did it feel like to be there at that time?
For me, I was fortunate enough to be in Egypt during the revolution and participate in the demonstrations. And we utilized new media because of the heavy control of the regime at that time over traditional media. New media was the only channel for people and demonstrators to utilize for mobilization and to get to know where we're gonna meet at what time and why we are meeting and what we're gonna say and what our plans for that day and that night and this demonstration. So all these were communicated via social networking sites, and also like people are saying like why you are protesting. So many people uploaded videos showing and explaining why they are protesting. Um, whenever the regime or the police like beated the protesters and then say like we didn't do this, we were able to upload videos and saying like this is what you did and here we have evidence and we were only on social networking sites. Also, we were following the news. Like people are in these places were tweeting and saying like this is what's happening. So we used to get up to date information or news from people in the demonstration or the place itself.
Yeah. What what would you now what prize did you win exactly?
What prize?
Yeah.
From Dell?
Yeah.
No, I didn't win any prize from them.
Okay. So then, um, what
Well, the thing is, like my idea. I mean, the bridging the digital gap was selected among like top three ideas in from UT to go and compete with a different university. So I went and I met different judges from different university, and I got also feedback. Also, it was selected like top 10 among UT. So I met also different judges at UT, and we talked about the idea and got their feedback as well.
what did it feel like to be in the top three? That's such a great honor. How did that feel to you?
Well, the digital gap idea was selected among the top three within UT to go and compete with a different university in Austin. So it was a great feeling. I feel like that was a very encouraging thing, and I got the chance to go to this university with the other two projects from UT and compete with three projects from this university. And it was a great channel. It was a great chance for me to meet judges from different school and talk about the idea, and they have different perspectives. So judges from UT with the judges from this university. I got diversity and I got feedback from people, which is great. It really enhanced me in thinking about the second phase for my project.
And let's just imagine for a second that every single person on Earth has internet, right? Let's say you're successful. You bridge the divide. What happens? Why? What do you feel about that world? What does it look like?
If you will have internet access, I would be more satisfied in terms like civic engagement. So they are able to see things not framed as the traditional media frame them. They are able to participate and share their thoughts, ideas, videos. It encourages like the journalism, citizen journalism. So people can report of what's happening online. You don't have to wait for the newspaper to cover these issues or a news channel. You can do this on your own and report. So you have like power to communicate with others and with the media. So you are not just passive waiting for somebody to cover it for you and you are just listening. You are a very active citizen in your community and worldwide.
And like, what does that feel like to you? Because like, it's funny, like when when the when the whole revolution was going on, it wasn't covered by the news media. I remember I was watching the revolution happen via Twitter. It was amazing. It was actually like I remember waking up every morning and turning to my girlfriend and just being like stunned because I was seeing what was happening through words in 140 characters or less, and it wasn't on CNN. So what does it feel like to you? Like, and like, was it like exhilarating? Was it just like what was it? What did it feel like to you?
Well, in our research project that I'm involved in, we studied how newspapers, different newspapers, in a research project that I'm involved in, we studied how six different newspapers from four different countries covered the revolution. And we found out like it's among the six newspapers, only one newspaper that talked about these demonstrations and protests before Jan 25th. So all the other newspapers they start to cover them after they happened and kind of succeeded. So if we didn't have access to new media, the traditional media meant to not talk about it, not talk about these demonstrations, and they were not supporting them to a great extent. So that's why it was very important to have internet to know what's going on, why those protesters are going to protest, and where they're gonna gather, and why, what's their motive, and what they are trying to achieve. Otherwise, traditional media dealt with this event as if like it's not happening, or and also the information we were communicating at that time was misleading. So it was very important to see by yourself like online videos and from people from people who were in these places at that time.
And then, what would you say to someone like okay, pretend I'm sitting here and I'm unsure about applying. I'm sitting across from you. I'm I'm I like my idea, but I'm not, and I'm passionate about it, but I maybe don't have the confidence yet to apply. What would you say to me? What would you say to me to get me to apply to Dell?
I want to encourage you to apply because you're gonna show your idea to other people, and they will help you to find out whether it's a valid idea or not. It might be a great idea, and you don't know, and it might be like a normal idea, but has a potential to be a great one by communicating these concepts and idea to other, and they will help you to shape uh, uh, the to shape your idea to be a better one. So don't be reluctant. Don't think like I have a normal idea or I have an okay idea. Just apply and go through the process. You will be surprised, and you might surprise others as well.
What about your idea makes you most excited? Like when you think about the idea of everyone having internet access, when you think about your project that you applied with, what makes you most excited about it?
Well, first of all, I was so encouraged. Like I thought as any other people as other people, I thought it's like an okay idea. But when I found out like it was selected among the top three in order to compete with other university and among the top 10 in my school, I was so encouraged and I felt like it seems like I have something a little bit bigger than what I thought, and because of the passion of the people I met and the great encouragement, I felt like I should continue with that. And now I'm more passionate. Uh, and now I'm more passionate because of the feedback I got from the mentors who are involved with the Dell Innovation Competition.
And when you think about the team at Dell, and what do you think about them? What's your feeling about the group at Dell?
Well, they helped me a lot. I met with Susie Sosa, and we were talking about my idea, and she gave me um, uh, she told me about the technologies that I needed for my idea for the bridging the digital gap idea, and I didn't know it existed. I thought like we will need to invent it from scratch, but she told me it exists. Search for it, and you will find it, and I did, and I integrated this device within the concept or the idea I have, and it works perfectly. So that's like one major thing I got from them. Also, like they kept encouraging me all the time and communicating about how great is my idea, and they encourage me. So with this new concept, or things they told me about, and with the great encouragement that I get all the time from them, I feel like I am obligated to continue with my idea. I cannot just submit it once and say, okay, that was an okay or a good idea, and that's it. I feel like I'm obligated to continue because of the great encouragement I received from them.
That's awesome. Well, is there anything else you'd like to say about the Dell Social Innovation Challenge and share with people that we haven't covered today that you think is important?
I want to really encourage people, like if you have an idea, talk with your friends or people around you about it, and in order to shape at least the first phase, and don't be shy about it, and try to get in contact with different mentors. They are all available on through the Dell Innovation website. and you might be surprised. So I really encourage everybody who has an idea, apply and take it to a further step.
That's great. And Baha, if there was anyone in the world that you could share your idea with, who would it be and why?
Can you explain this a little bit?
Well, like if there's anyone in the world, like let's say you wanted to talk to Richard Branson about your idea or Peter Thiel, like if you could share your idea with anyone, who would it be?
I'm not sure actually
Okay.
what you mean by saying that.
Well, like if there's anyone out there in the world that you wanted to bring your idea to, whether it be to get them to work with you or fund you or help you, who would it be? Anyone in the world.
Well, like the thing is, I feel for bridging the digital gap, I feel like the people who work with the hardware, they did their job by making hardware available for a very cheap price. So I feel like for application designers and for companies who are interested in um, developing software, it's like your turn right now to make it easier for the people to have internet access. So for all software houses, it's your turn right now to help people to have internet access.
That's great. That's great, Baha. Um, and just a final question for you. Um, you know, um, you know what? Actually, dude, this is great. You gave me some amazing stuff. This is awesome. Thank you so much for your time. If you could just hit upload real quick, and we'll make sure it gets